friends, welcome back to Tarot AF. So today for our pick a card reading we're going to look at Insomnia Tarot for when you can't sleep. So we've dimmed the lights today, I'm in my pyjamas, I've got my nighttime tea. We're just going to take it really slowly today, and we're going to look at firstly what is keeping you from rest, and then how you should view that situation, and then ultimately what needs to be resolved. So we're going to try and look at the kind of root cause of it, and then how we should view it until you can properly deal with it, or kind of steps and advice on how to do that. So today we've got 5 piles in front of us. Hello, if you've never been to a pick a card reading before, welcome to my channel. So we've got pile 1 over here with the moonstone, we have got pile 2 over here with the moss agate moon, we have got pile 3, the Oriens Tarot with the green Avenger star, we've got the Friends Tarot with the fluorite moon, and we've also got the Synesthesia Tarot with the opalite heart. So you can take a moment, you can pause the video, see which one you're drawn to, and what I do is I post the times in the box below and you can meet me there for your reading. I'll see you then. Hello my glorious friends of pile 1. So if you picked the Moonstone Heart and the Santa Muerte Tarot, then this reading is going to be for you then. So firstly, I've pulled a chakra card, an energy card, and also a souls card. So I feel like the situation that you are currently confronting is something where it asks you to be flexible, maybe with your conceptions about an idea, but maybe you are finding that it's taking you off balance, and maybe it's throwing you too much in your mind and you can't actually feel the situation in your body because it is unknown territory. And even though it's asking you to be versatile, I feel like maybe you're just struggling. You're struggling to kind of wrap your head around how this is maybe going to further you, and you just feel out of alignment, especially with your true self and how you usually think and act about situations. So let's get some more cards for you. So let's firstly see what is keeping you from this rest, and this may clarify some of the cards there for us. So Spirit, what keeps my friends of pile 1 from rest? What is keeping them from rest? So we've got Temperance, again balance. We've also got the 5 of Cups, and then Strength. Yeah, balance. But all of these cards, the Strength, the Temperance, and the Strength, especially the major cards, you're going through a situation at the moment which is really calling for you to have balance and find some stability and move at a slow pace, and especially if you can't find calm in your mind, this is a hard thing to do because you're being asked to be versatile and get yourself into balance, but it's so difficult when something is throwing you into that. And what is throwing you into that is this 5 of Cups, this grief, despair and anger, and I feel like you have lost part of yourself emotionally. Maybe if you've lost a loved one, or if something's happened in your life which again has thrown you into this in this anxiousness and depression, and you're trying to slowly bring yourself to a state where you feel more you. I get the fact that maybe your kind of internal voice and your outer world, they're just not matching up at the moment, and maybe you're being a bit ferocious in how you're acting, or how you're thinking, or how you're talking to yourself. And with the 5 of Cups, this is really the stages of grief, like the 5 stages of grief, and it's all about the change of emotion. So you're going through changes, and it's not even natural growing pains, which I feel like you know how to confront. It must be a big change for you, which is requiring you to do it step by step. But there is this real want to be realigned. and maybe you're trying to think it instead of feel it at the moment, because it's easier for you to be analytical in this situation, and maybe that's why your thinking mind, your mind is ruling this situation at the moment, and you feel so much in your head, and maybe your inner critic and your fears and anxieties are having such a voice, because you can't calm that down as you usually would, because you're feeling too fragile in your emotions, so your heart almost isn't combating that voice, so that's throwing you even into more of a state. So let's get you cards for how you should view this situation. So we've got the Two of Wands. We have also got the Seven of Swords, and I'm going to leave both of those. We've also got the Six of Pentacles, and also the King of Wands. So I feel like your willpower is really strong in this situation, and you want to change. And I feel like the situation that you were in, and I think it could be maybe a plan that you had went awry. It might change for different people, but I feel like with this Five of Cups, something obviously didn't go your way, and with the Seven of Swords, I feel like maybe there was a third party, like a second party involved. Maybe someone stole a lot of your thought energy, or maybe questioned your thoughts and threw you into your head, or a plan that you had. Maybe there was a manipulation or a deceit from one person. And I see that you are at this crossroads with this Two of Wands, and Spirit is saying that you should view this situation as a new opportunity for you to visualize a new plan and a new path. And with this Six of Pentacles, it's give and take, and maybe you were giving too much of yourself and almost burnt yourself out too much, and that's why it's throwing you out of this alignment, because you actually weren't having that material flow. You were actually giving too much and not getting enough back. And I get the sense it could be in a relationship. It could be in a relationship with this King of Wands. Maybe they are a fire sign placement. Potentially, maybe they're Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Or they could just have placements. Or this could be you as this kind of instigator of change, and that's what Spirit's asking you to be, is to not be restless. You know you can bring yourself back into alignment. I feel like you've probably been through a situation like this before, but somehow this feels different, because maybe a second party is more responsible for it this time, potentially, and maybe especially if there's no contact or something like that. I can understand how, if there's a lack of closure and words left unsaid, then that can again make it harder to realign yourself, because there's still that what if, or Spirit is also saying, you know, you have given a lot of yourself, and you know, people are drawn to you. And sometimes the wrong sort of people can be drawn to you. But this is time for you to take stock for yourself, realign yourself, and visualize where you want to go from here, because you know you can't continue down the path that you were going. So that's how Spirit's asking you to reframe it as an opportunity to potentially give to someone else, give your time and your efforts. Maybe that's in terms of work for some people, maybe that's in terms of your willpower, your intuition, your plan, maybe something that you're planning, and it's a time for a new path, a new way, and try and follow your intuition in this situation. I know your emotions feel a bit scrambled at the moment, but little by little you will get there, you will get back, because you are internally strong and you do want to change. And I feel like actually by wanting to change already, you've actually already started that process. It's just awakening to that, and you just need to reconcile the thoughts and also your body, spirituality, and everything together, your emotions together, and that's really your next step. But let's see how we can resolve this for you. So I've got one coming out. So we've got the Hierophant, we've also got the Chariot. So you're obviously going through something major, my friend, because you've got so many major cards in terms of what the root cause is, and then what you need to do to move forward. So with the Hierophant, this is really telling me that maybe it's time to I feel like if one door has closed for you, if you feel at a loss, it's now time to rely on your spirituality and that side of yourself, and living in faith every day that the goals and the things that you want to move forward to with the Chariot, the things that you want to progress onto, are right for you, and have faith in what you want, and you've got the resources to get you there. And with your natural willpower and determination, you will move past the obstacles in front of you and achieve your goals if you trust, have faith, and let spirit and the universe take the lead. There's such great power in saying, and especially out loud, whether you want to do it in the form of a prayer, an affirmation, or just shout it out to the world. Like, I've done all of them. I've shouted out and been like, why is this happening to me? Help me now. I can't do this. And actually, your guides and also spirit, and especially if you ask for a sign, it's actually quite, it's freeing for you, because it feels like you've told someone, and a natural weight has been lifted. And I get the sense that you have also gratitude for where you are. I feel like whatever's happened to you, you're like, okay, well, there's people who are less fortunate than me. There are people that are going through this, maybe in your friendship group or your family or that kind of thing, and you're just like, why can't I move past this at the moment? Why can't I bring myself out into balance? And Spirit is saying, like, the way to resolve it is your root cause, the thing that is causing you this, is just as valid. Don't skip over your feelings. There will be a kind of have faith that it's going to get better, and have faith that you are going to have this independence and abundant life, and all the things that you're working towards with this Nine of Pentacles are going to manifest and are going to come. What you need to do now, and how you need to resolve it, is stepping into your power as you now, and asking for help, living in faith that it will, and kind of allowing your ego's plan, so whatever you have planned, your thinking mind potentially, to be let go of, and trust that the universe has a bigger plan for you. And that is why all of these major things are happening to you at the moment, these major changes. It's an awakening to something else. And keep that goal in your mind where you want to go. Keep your kind of, like, whether you do affirmations or that kind of thing, keep that there, but don't be so particular, and you don't need to micromanage every single step of the way, because in life, any journey, you come across obstacles that you have to move past. You know, a road, like if you're driving, a road is shut, so you have a diversion. Nothing always goes to the way that you plan it, but it's the way that you need, the tools that you need to learn in order for your next phase, as it were. And Spirit saying, live in faith that they have got you. Your ancestors have got you. There may be someone, and with the Hierophant card, there could be someone for some people that may come in, and it may be a kind of indoctrination to a new way of thinking, a new enlightenment, and trust that teacher, whether that is, you know, spirit or an actual other person is going to come and maybe help you unblock with the Chariot. But really it comes from you. It comes from faith that you can release that which is holding you down and embrace this new path, because what has been lost can't be recovered. That's now emotionally stagnating and is continuing to stagnate. And whatever was the cause of that, whether it was a person in particular, or if you have lost someone, they would not want you to live in that emotional state. They would want you to move forward and try and progress, and you never leave that behind. It's just about how much you let the memories move you and rule you on your way forward. So let's get you some more advice cards as well. So Spirit, what else do you have to say to my glorious pile one? So we have got Justice, we have got the one who hides the sun, and under a spell as well. So I feel like there is someone and who has you under this spell and is taking your light away and plunging you into this darkness where you do have this grief. But no, and like I've said, Spirit and the universe has your back, and there will be justice be brought upon this person. And the main thing for you to do now is I'm trying to breathe at the same time, is breathe through it and know that you are right. And if you were captivated by someone, or if someone misled you and manipulated you in this situation, then that speaks more about them than you. You are, in this situation, the one who is in the right, who has none of your actions, they're all from them, really. Like, and justice will be brought upon them, and it's that karmic, that give and take, that flow. And if you feel cut off from that, then once you've had to take, you're going to have that back. So, and Spirit says you don't need to worry about other people, worry about yourself. I feel like you are a really giving person who gives a lot of your time and maybe your thought energy and your emotions to other people, and no matter what the situation is, because I'm sure that there'll be loads of different people watching this with different situations going on, but your time is coming. And we've got Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So like I said, if you have lost someone, they are with you. They always will be with you. And no matter which way you go, no matter which step you take, that they are there standing and protecting you. And I feel like during this situation, they want you to release this person that has taken your joy and put you under this spell. And I'm hearing unworthy. Maybe they made you feel unworthy, but you are absolutely not. You are, if anything by your cards, my love, you are so worthy of everything that is coming to you, and it is coming to you. Have faith that it is, and change. And I've already said that change is coming. Embrace the change. The change means that things are going to evolve and move along. And this person, if there is no contact anymore, if that kind of thing has happened, I love this quote where it says, you know, God or Spirit breaks you off from people or cuts ties with people or situations because of things you haven't heard and conversations you didn't hear. And that is the form of the universe has your back. They are protecting you by cutting you off from this situation. So I know you feel great loss, and great pain from it still. And I'm not saying that that's going to go away overnight, but surrendering to it and surrendering it to spirit and saying, I can't, I need help. Your ancestors and your spirit guides will send you help and send you messages, and look out for them, ask them for a really, really clear sign, and ask them to stand around and protect you and protect your energy, and you will find that slowly and surely you will find yourself back in balance, back in alignment. So my glorious pile 1, I'm going to leave that there for you today, or tonight, depending on when you're watching. I am sending so much love to you. I hope to see you soon. All my love. Bye. Hello my lovely friends of pile 2. So if you picked the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Moss Agate Moon, then this reading is for you. So firstly, we've got your chakra energy, your energies from the Energy Oracle, and also your soul's journey. So I feel like initially this situation is, I feel like you are truth seeking, and maybe you haven't been able to speak your truth and speak the truth of maybe a plan that you have and that is coming up, and maybe that doesn't feel like you because you're holding back from potentially people that you love. But if your inner voice is telling you that this is the way that it needs to be, and this is the way that you need to act at this time, Spirit is asking you to trust that this is the right direction for you. And maybe if it's a plan or something that's happening as a result of maybe you've had to react to previous actions or something like that. We'll get some more detail now, but whatever strategy you are being called to do, then trust that is, and especially if you've been acting from your inner voice, trust that is spirit, and spirit is saying yes, that is right, and you will be brought back into balance again. So what is keeping you from rest? I feel like maybe you are denying your emotions, denying your intuition, and maybe you are, I feel like you have this goal in mind and you're really trying hard to make that goal a realization, but there is a refusal to let go of something and end a cycle. And potentially it's maybe you've decided that you don't want to do something and you want to do something else. Maybe you've got a new goal in mind, but there is an unwillingness to let go and release some sort of energy and actually greet this change in. Maybe you've not fully let go of that path yet. Maybe there's a bit of an emotional attachment, but you really want to follow your heart into this new endeavour. Maybe someone or something is keeping you and holding you back into that last, but by like a thread. Like I can really see like this thread, which there is something which is tying you there, and no matter how hard you are trying to set your eyes potentially on a new completion, a new sense of wholeness, that is always bringing you back. And yeah, no matter how you try and follow your heart, and no matter how reassured you are and how trusting you are in this new path, it's a dance, and you go between the two, and that is throwing you off kilter and throwing your strategy off. So let's see how you should view this situation. So Spirit, how should my friend view this situation? Okay, that was a few cards more than I was expecting, so I'm going to pop them back. So we've got the 5 of Swords, We have got the 8 of Wands. And we've also got the Wheel of Fortune. So Spirit's asking you to see this situation as, I feel like whatever it is, it's come about really quickly, this change in direction. With this 8 of Wands, there is this swiftness here, and there's this almost hands off the wheel. And ultimately, I feel like you have, whatever this situation is, this death situation was, where you've had to release something or you haven't quite released something, this feeling that you are currently feeling is you potentially losing a battle but not the war. In this sense, I feel like no matter what it is that you've had, no matter what didn't go your way, Spirit's asking you to see it as actually there's the grand design, there's the kind of grander thing here that is coming about, and that's your truth. And actually this obstacle that didn't go your way or you didn't achieve, even though it's frustrating, actually you might have powerful tools that you've learned from it that later on down the line, maybe a similar situation will crop up, and actually you'll be more prepared for it and you'll be able to prepare for the eventuality. But now this has happened now, and once you release it, things are going to happen so swiftly and move forward at such a rapid pace. It will actually feel like an unblocking, no matter what it is. As soon as you've let go, that allows new energy for this plan to take form, and your intuition will guide you. And that is really clear. Spirit is saying, allow your intuition and your heart to guide you in this situation. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's time to kind of step up and play the game. No action in this situation is a form of action. If you're not releasing something, then you're standing still. And also with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this change is inevitable and it's already happened to you. It's how you accept it, and it's how you react to the change which makes the difference. And Wheel of Fortune is also all about that karmic kind of, we've got so much balance here with the two scales. I feel like, you know, if you're spinning the wheel and you've just had a misfortune, luck is most certainly going to enter in, and trust that it will swiftly if you trust this next stage. So let's see what needs to be resolved here. So we have got the 9 of Pentacles, we have got Justice, some more scales for us, and also the 3 of Swords. So this release that you're feeling is really hard for you, and I know it's really hard for you. You feel a lot of sorrow and unrest, and potentially rebellion as well. Like you've got so much anger and heartache, and you are usually someone who really follows your heart and is artistic and beautiful in that way, and always speaks your truth. And I get the sense that you can't at the moment, and there is this balancing, and your past actions don't define you. No matter what it is, no matter what was said, no matter what was done, that phase is ending. And actually, with change and learning and understanding and acceptance in the present so you can change your future outcome. And with this Nine of Pentacles, you are still an independent person who has worked hard for what they've got and can stand tall in their garden. Trust that you have been diligent and prudent and you have done the best that you can. And no matter what this situation is, it may be slightly different for other people, but with this Justice card, there is change, there is an ultimate balance, and the truth is coming out. So trust that. And if you feel like you have done something wrong, which I don't get the sense that you have, but if you have potentially hurt someone, or if you feel like you have done that to someone, know that that doesn't define you. It's how you react to that, and how you change, and how you change your actions in the present, and how you approach it. Because you are not that person anymore. You have learnt from that, and if you have learnt and you have understood, and then you change your future as well, and you change who you are becoming. And if someone else has hurt you, trust that, again, their time for justice is coming about. The truth, you'll be able to speak your truth, no matter what the situation is, and have faith that you will be doing that. So we've got hiding, we've got the hold. Yeah, I feel like you're holding in your emotions, and holding in speaking your truth, and hiding from that. And you've also got ungrateful daughter and earthly mother. So I feel like if you are hiding from something, and you're just trying to hold yourself together at the moment, I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to release, and kind of, and I know you're trying to mother yourself and nurture yourself, and trying as hard as you may not to be a burden to anyone else, and maybe with this ungrateful daughter and earthly mother, you know that your actions, you acted in a way that isn't you, or you know that you don't want to be like, even though you have done that. And maybe that is the strategy, you trying to plan a way around the situation. But Spirit's saying, don't hide from the new path that you need to tread now, the new world, the new sense, the new way that you need to go. As soon as you, if you kind of admit defeat in a way, is what I'm hearing. As soon as you admit defeat, things are going to unblock, and then change can come about. But if you are staying in the stagnant energy, and you are holding on to too much and not releasing it, then nothing new can come in. And I feel like with this Three of Swords, this sorrow that you are feeling, I'm hearing there are people, and no matter how long you've been keeping back, or you've not been speaking your truth, people are still going to love you and be there for you. Maybe if you haven't been able to be in relationships fully at the moment, like speak your truth to everyone, and everyone kind of feels like you're a bit off, but you've not really said anything. If you come back, and that's what you're worried about, being seen as ungrateful for their love and their friendship and everything, they will still hold you. They'll actually help hold you, as you are trying to do with yourself. So lastly, Spirit, do you have any other? Let's trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And we've also got on the back, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So I feel like trust the path that you know that you need to tread, especially if you believe it's going to cause other people sorrow or pain. Don't dim your light. If you've had a calling to do something, don't hold it in. It's almost time to speak your authentic truth, and I think you'll be surprised how quickly people come to you and help support you through it and through what you want to do and help you with your strategy. And trust that your inner voice, your intuition is guiding you correctly on this path, because that is your higher conscious, that is spirit, your higher conscious, that is spirit guiding you through. And that and your body has been with you through every single experience, every single obstacle, every single phase, and it's there to protect you. So don't hide from the path which you know and the new goal that you know you need to tread now. It's time to embrace that change and trust that you're trust that you are still going to be all of these things. You're still going to have this this gain, this love come at you, this commitment, and all the things. If you're worried about finances, if you're worried about anything material in your physical world, like, you are going to have that in abundance, and you still have all of the things that you have done. They are all still behind you. They don't just fade away if you step away from something, or if you release something. They're still a part of you. They're still an experience that you carry. But I feel like, my love, it is time to tell people about your new path and what calling you have had. So, my friend, I'm going to leave that here for you, pile 2. I'm sending so much love to you, and I hope to see you soon. Good night or good day, whenever this finds you. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 3. So if you picked the Oriens Tarot and the green Avenger star, then this reading is for you. So firstly, we've got some initial cards to frame the reading. So we've got the chakra energy of the crown chakra in spiritual awakening. We've got the energy of happy family and loneliness. So I feel like you could be awakening to a path that potentially draws you away from things and people that you have known, and the contentment and peace that you have felt previously, and maybe you feel alone on this journey. But firstly, Spirit wants you to know that you're never alone, because you always have them, especially if you feel like you have opened up to something. But I want to get some more cards for what is keeping you from rest. So firstly, we have got the Fool. So there is definitely this, we've also got the King of Cups, and I'll keep both of those. We've got Justice, and we've also got the Magician. So I feel like you could be awakening to a new path for yourself. And with the Magician, maybe it's something that you've even manifested, maybe it's something that you've even wanted, but actually it's come with things that you weren't quite expecting, or you're now on a path that you don't really know how to comprehend. But it's all based potentially on things that you have done in your past, and things that you have done up until this point to bring you to this space. And it's almost a journey that you wanted to embark on, and maybe now you're having doubts, or maybe because it's thrown you into, maybe you just feel different now, and you feel so different to who you were that maybe you don't feel like you connect to the people that you used to connect to in the same way now. And there's this real deep emotional with the King of Cups. Maybe there is someone in your life, maybe they could have water placements, or they could be, because of the King, it could be more of a paternal energy, or just a guide or a teacher or someone like that, or just a friend, someone in your life who you looked up to emotionally, potentially, who emotionally maybe doesn't understand the path that you're now on and the journey that you want to take, and maybe the divine feelings that you like, because the Magician is a lightning rod for the divine, who manifests with willpower and can create their own change. And I feel like there has been clear changes in you. So either maybe you feel potentially rejected by someone, maybe if they don't fully understand your path that you are now going on, and that makes you feel lonely, because they were once your family in it, through everything. And potentially there's that kind of void, or potentially, you know, this is you going into your emotions and your new understanding, and you've realized that you've changed so much, and that you almost have a different path to everyone else now, and you are an authority over your emotions, and you know emotionally what satisfies you. And maybe that scares you, that people who were once on your journey with you won't be on the next phase, potentially. And with this Magician, maybe you're almost quite scared of your new power, as it were. And if you have had this spiritual awakening, maybe you feel spirit much more, or maybe you have developed gifts potentially. I really get the sense that you could be a light worker, or something like that. And if you do feel like you are new to all of this, or maybe if you were on that path and you've come back to it, and I get the sense you really, there's this really strong urge and this strong pull to go there. Your intuition is almost screaming at you, but you know that it might isolate you from people, and people might tell you, no, don't do it. But the main thing is, you have already changed. Even by contemplating this path, I feel like you have changed. And with the Justice card, I feel like you really want balance. You want to seek the truth of this situation, and you want to gain this wisdom of how to kind of move forward here. And I think there is a hope that you will be able to carry those with you. So let's see next. So we've got the Knight of Wands, and we also have the Seven of Cups. So this is how you should view this situation. So we've got this Knight of Wands, which again is all about change and almost a 360 direction. And we've also got the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like with the Seven of Cups, this path that you are now treading on has so many possibilities. It has so many avenues for you that you can embark on, and you can go, and there is this real change, there is this real flight away. And I get the sense that you're really restless to go on your journey, but I know something, and I think it's the loneliness of this path is almost holding you back. But Spirit is saying that the path that you've just trod on, maybe you didn't at one point didn't think that you'd find like-minded individuals or that kind of thing, but there is always teamwork. There are always new people that you meet through courses in life, and you will connect to a new, like a new family who is aligned to your views. And if you're afraid of almost telling people the new direction in which you're going because you want to keep them on your journey, the people that kind of will help you on it, like I feel like you'll still have those people, I'm hearing, no matter what, but the people who will make themselves known, who are there to support you no matter what, and you will never be fully alone because there are also people that you will meet on this journey. Spirit's asking me to share my experiences recently, and you know, I was walking a very, very different path a year ago to the path I am now, and I haven't seen a lot of people from a year ago because of Rona in the room, and that no contact. I've changed a lot, and I've had my spiritual awakening, and I've moved forward, and the people who I knew deep down, who would always be there for me, have been there for me. And if there are a few people who don't really understand my new path, it hasn't affected me in the way that I thought it would, really, because it's not that I need to release them or anything. I can still have those people in my life, but I know that they're not the people that I go to talk about this stuff. And yes, it's a big aspect of my life now, and I closeted it for a while, but you know, it's a big part of my life now, and yeah, and the people who I knew would be there for me have, and I don't feel alone on this path. But that's just my experience, and I feel like this avenue and my avenue took me in so many different directions, and loads of new opportunities became available for me, and I used my intuition, and I knew that the change was happening, and I knew I needed to propel myself forward, and I was being called to do that, and I found a massive team of people behind me, people I'd never met before, or people from my past who actually came forward and was like, oh wow, look at this, and it, as soon as you speak your truth, and as soon as you do commit to a path, and the path that you know that is right for you, people will pop up in ways that you never expected. So finally, so what needs to be resolved in this situation? What needs to be resolved for my friends? Four of Pentacles. We've also got Temperance. I'm hearing grounding, which again is to do with the Temperance card, but I feel like if you have been in this spiritual awakening, and that will mean different things for different people, there is a need to ground yourself as well, and reconcile the opposites. So even though you are exploring this higher consciousness, ooh, wow, okay. I can't really take all of you, but I'll put you all back and then shuffle again and ask for one more card. The Eight of Pentacles. So yes, so Spirit is saying with the Four of Pentacles, don't make a prison out of this new path that you are looking to tread, this new, whether it's a career opportunity or whatever it is that you're looking at, or a new venture, a new way to physically, kind of the new physical manifestation in your world. Don't hold it so tightly and be so rigid with the plan that it then becomes a prison. And also you need to release that which no longer serves this new plan, this new journey that you're embarking on with the Fool. So you can allow this new energy to come in a healthy way, and that's where this grounding and this balance comes in. It's time to ground yourself in the things and the people and those relationships that are going to help support you during this work. And this, again, this has come out of a I feel like an emotional storm. No matter what has happened, you know that you've had to change, and you know that you've had to change in this way in order to bring about this peace, and there is still a need to reconcile that. And with the Eight of Pentacles, it is going to take a lot of dedication and hard work, and I feel like you're not naive to that, but I know that you are not afraid to put in the hours necessary to dedicate in that time, to be prudent with yourself, and it's little by little. You don't have to do it all in one go. You can be gradual, be slow with yourself. It's not all going to happen overnight. These things will take time, but make sure that you allow the room for this new work that you are putting in to enter. Carve out time for yourself, and above all, do that. Make sure that you make time for you and yourself around all the other things that you have to juggle, and find this balance, and ultimately unite with what you love, and make sure that you make time for that in your life. Cornucopia. So I feel like this Spirit is saying this path that you are going on at the moment, maybe you can't see quite where it's heading, and you know that maybe you feel like you're dedicating a lot of hours restlessness, a lot of hours, and you are restless into the results of it, but it's like a cornucopia, as like they are, it's just going to appear, and you're going to have plenty. You're going to have plenty. We've also got Scry Mirror, and we've also got the Heart Eater. So I feel like, don't allow others to eat your heart, to take away your love and your passion for this. Like I was saying about the situation, if there is someone that you're afraid to tell about this, don't allow their opinions to stop you going down this path. You know in yourself that this is the right thing, and I know you want it now. I know you want it too, because it would feel easier if you had it all in front of you and you could almost justify it with the material means in the physical world, as it were. But this is a gradual process, and stop watching the clock. With Scry Mirror, I feel like this is ask for help if you need it. Ask Spirit for signs. Ask, with scrying, I think of pendulums and yes and no's and that kind of thing. And it's kind of that you are that pendulum for yourself when you look in the mirror, sort of thing. Like your intuition, your natural guidance helps you make these decisions and helps you in this, and trust that you will always be guided down the right path to further your purpose if you listen to your emotions and you listen to that voice. And there is so much coming towards you with this cornucopia. I feel like you're going to have plenty, and it's going to take hard work and dedication, but you are more than capable, is what I'm hearing. And you have so many people that maybe potentially you haven't even met yet, who are going to help you get there. We've also got deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. So I feel like this, I know we're talking about sleep as well, but that's what Spirit is calling you to do, is to retreat from situations and rest from situations which, and potentially the path, and kind of releasing all of the different possibilities, and trust that yes, you may be able to see different possibilities, but not all of them will be for you, and your path will become clear and apparent, and be held and reassured that Spirit, especially in the spiritual awakening that I feel like you're going through, is going to guide you into what's right and what is for you, and you'll know intuitively what is. And with the deep replenishment, again, I feel this temperance, this balance is coming to you, and it's time to kind of retreat from situations and maybe I don't want to say I'm getting this Four of Swords imagery in my head. It's time to retreat from the your thinking mind, as it were, of situations you can't control and people's thoughts and their anxieties and their fears, which they may be projecting onto you, and kind of reaffirm with yourself that yes, this is right, and you are actively waiting and actively knowing that this new period is coming, and this is just the rest and rejuvenation you need, and you're gathering your strength in order to face the next eventuality, and you're not going to get involved in other people's worries and anxieties about what you might be doing, because ultimately you know your path. And just, yeah, be held and trust that the universe and spirit has your back, and you have had this calling for a reason. And there is no doubt in my mind that you are going to connect to people. You are going to have such emotional stability and abundance, and you will not be lonely. You will not be lonely on this path. So my glorious friends of pile 3, I'm going to leave that reading there for you today. I'm sending so much love to you guys. I really hope to see you guys soon. Bye. Hello my glorious friends of pile 4. So if you picked the Friends Tarot and also the Fluorite Moon, then this reading is for you. So firstly, I've got some your chakra, your energies, and also your souls, kind of what's resonating with your soul at this time. And my friends, I feel like you are connecting on a deeper level to potentially divine wisdom, maybe spirit yourself, or just towards your life goal and your purpose here. Like, you know what you're here to do, and maybe you're wanting to tell your community, maybe you're not sure how to tell your community. We'll get some more cards to kind of clarify these for me, but what I'm hearing at the moment is that the to-do list can wait. You know what you're here to do now. You know what your goal and your purpose is, and I feel like you're almost downloading this information to yourself of what your next steps are. And I get your brain could be running at 1,000,000 miles per hour and everything, but trust that it's all going to happen, and it's all coming to you, and it doesn't have to happen right now at this moment. And I feel like the community is behind you as well. So spirit. Okay, so we have got the Hierophant in reverse. So what is keeping them from rest? We've got the 9 of Cups, and we've also got the 3 of Wands. So I feel like you have emotionally been taking stock of yourself with this 9 of Cups, and you've almost laid all of your cups out on the table for everyone to see, and this is wish fulfillment as well. So I feel like maybe you've been wishing for something. Maybe it's wishing for this higher knowledge and actually your purpose of what you're here to do. Maybe that's what you're more looking for. Maybe you feel a bit lost instead of actually feeling like you know what you're here to do, or you know what you want, but you are having trouble seeing it in actuality. And with the 3 of Wands, it's like you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for that, in this instance a plane, but you're waiting for actively for that new enterprise to come your way, for that new path, and you feel like it's coming. You can feel like it's on the brink, but I feel like you're losing faith. You're losing touch with your faith and touch that this is coming about for you. But Spirit says keep leaning into this I am presence. I feel like you almost I feel like you're almost at the corners of knowing what you need to do and what you're here to do. And your community may hold some of your keys. Maybe there is going to be a new community that enlightens you into this way of thinking. But with the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like you have been losing faith, and no matter how much you've been wishing for, you just can't see the results. And there's a difference between I want and I am. And maybe that's it. Maybe you haven't been feeling with that intention and actually having the faith that it is going to happen. Maybe at the moment it's a bit of an I want, and it's a bit of and also the I know part. I feel like you know that you are worthy of it, and if you don't, you absolutely are. And I feel like you've done all of this work, and maybe you just can't see the results yet, but they are coming for you. So let's see how. So we have got Devil, we have got the Tower. So how we should view this situation. How should pile 4 view this situation, or view this root cause? I'll take both of you. So we've got then the 2 of Swords and the Fool. So I feel like you have awakened to it, and you've been wanting to do, you've been wanting this path potentially, and how you need to view this is that you have already changed in a lot of ways by doing this kind of emotional kind of look at everything, and kind of putting all your cups on display, as it were, all your emotions on display, and kind of looking at them. And that is really what you're doing, and that's how they want you, how Spirit wants you to frame this situation, and your guides, is that, you know, with the Devil card and the Tower card, that this has been a sudden shock for you, something that has broken down all of your barriers. And yes, you can't see the results, but all of the things that were not serving you, all of with the Devil, this can be kind of shadow work and that kind of thing potentially, but ties and preconceptions that you were maybe given when you were a child, or that you have grown to be, like, to have fears and anxieties. Or this moment is an opportunity for, this is like a divine intervention, as it were, that breaks down all of those barriers and enables you to move forward and progress into a new path, a new journey, which will bring you light. And you will still have your core foundation, you will still have your belief, but this will be a time of bringing about new things. And with the 2 of, this is a major thing that is happening to you. We've got 3 major arcana cards here, and with the 2 of Swords, I feel like you are at this crossroads. You know the path that you are on is stagnant. You are at a stalemate, and you can't progress with that. It's mind and heart, and you know that you want to follow your heart, your intuition, that voice, and you want to propel forward towards that. And you know that you can't stay at this crossroads any longer. There needs to be a change. And really, my love, you have already changed. And how you need to view this situation is actually the divine has upheaved so much of this, of your maybe community, maybe how you view the world, that kind of thing, so you could have this new way of living in faith, which maybe you're denying at the moment, or maybe you haven't quite clicked with, or you don't understand fully yet your full spiritual awakening, your sure I am presence, and they've broken down those walls for you to release you and cut you off from the things that were not serving that purpose. And it is time for you to trust and have faith in Spirit that this is going to move you away from all the kind of physical, potentially, indulgences within the world, you know, sex, politics, money, all the things that actually don't serve your high spiritual purpose. This is a way to shock and break down those walls, and kind of rebuild you, and it's almost time to follow that intuitive voice, because you know it's going to take you to this I am presence, to your purpose, moving forward. So Spirit, how ultimately, what needs to be resolved in this situation? So you've got the Three of Pentacles. So you're not alone in this. You are, it's time to connect to a community of people, and it's teamwork, strength. So this is this balance internally, and trusting your internal strength. You don't need to kind of roar about what you've uncovered within yourself as well, but it's also quieting, you know, and accepting that the kind of ferocious lion that lives within all of us lives within all of us, and actually it is a source of our internal strength, and it's actually how we speak about that, and it's not to be feared. It's a coping mechanism as well, and you know, if there are urges and impulses, we can rewire that, and there is, bring love into the situation. Our internal, like our strength, our lion, comes out when we are fearful and when we don't know a situation, but calming that and softly nurture that, to say it's okay, we've had these fears and anxieties in the past, thank you for protecting me, but actually this is a safe situation, that we are going, like, I know this is a new path, but this is something that we want to do. And with the Three of Pentacles, you're not going to be alone. I feel like anything that you are putting into the plan, and anything that you are doing at this time, is laying the foundation, and it's almost teamwork that will move you over this mountain. And I feel like there are people that you can connect to. There is this community which maybe at the moment you haven't been open to either exploring, potentially with the Hierophant in reverse. Maybe you've almost had this initiation into a doctrine, or maybe you can't quite see it. Maybe you feel a bit like an imposter. Maybe you feel like you've got a bit of an imposter syndrome in there. But I feel like there are people that you can connect with, and there are people that want you to connect with them. And with this Two of Pentacles, you've got this balance again. You've got this new opportunity that has given to you in this Ace of Pentacles almost moment, and like the Two of Swords, this crossroads. And I know that you're balancing out, but it's time to pick one. It's time to pick your path and embrace it fully, because if you're still holding on to things that don't serve your wish fulfillment, or are acting against your wish fulfillment, and you're active waiting for something new to come about, then of course you're still going to feel at the stalemate. So it's that thing of, if you're holding too many bags, if you're full up to the brim, you can't pick up something new. So it might be time to drop one of them and fully embrace that. So and also on the back we've got Six of Wands, and Spirit's just telling me to show you this, because I feel like you're going to be victorious in this. There will be celebration of you and your achievements, and you may feel that they're a long way off at the moment, but they are coming to you. And I feel like whatever it is, you're going to feel like an absolute winner, because I feel like you're going to not only feel spiritually connected and feel like you have your purpose and everything, but also you're just going to have so many people around you. So we've also got noble and body. So I feel like it's almost time to get yourself out of your body, out of the devil moment, and like the Tower was, like, this is what it is, and that's how they asked you to reframe this situation, is something that takes you out of your body and connects you to spirit and your spiritual nature and your higher purpose, your higher calling. And this is a no bullshit time, sorry to swear, no bull time, of your new journey. And this is stubborn. This is looking you in the face and saying, you, pile 4, this is yours. Like it feels like it's in front of you and it's not budging. It's not going to go away. You have already woken up so much to it, and you can try and repress it and try and shut it down, but ultimately it's coming about. It's almost got a life of its own, as it were, and maybe that's you. Maybe you need to have that kind of filter with yourself, a no bull filter, and be like, why are you still thinking that? Why are you but in a loving way, not in like a that's so silly, pile 5, why are you thinking this, why are you doing that? But like, no bull, like, okay, so what is actually the root cause of that? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling like an imposter, or that I can't do this, or that kind of thing? And it's that self-reflection that Spirit is asking you to have. And then we've got inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. 2 of Swords, strength. 2 of Pentacles, what did I say? It's time to make your leap into the new phase, having faith. And your body is a temple as well. Your body is a rod for the divine, and you are experiencing all of these things in your body, and trust that this path is right. Devote your time to it, and put your seeds into motion. Like, no action is a form of action in here, and with the no bull, it's not budging, and it's time to take action towards it, and tune into your heart, whether that's through meditation and feeling Spirit, or your purpose come about through there. You know, you'll know what works for you. I could list so many other things off, but meditation, quieting your mind, will allow your voice and your intuition to really speak to you. So my glorious pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending so much love to you. I hope to see you again soon. I'm sending so much love. Bye. Hello my glorious friends of pile 5. So if you pick the Synesthesia Tarot and the Opalite Heart, then this reading is for you. So firstly, at the top we have got the chakra, the throat chakra at life purpose. We've got the world energy, and we've also got surrender. I can release my need to control. So I'm going to get some more cards to clarify this, but first thing I see is that I think you are either contemplating like what your purpose is. Maybe you felt a door shut in your face and you're not sure of the next path, and you just want to know what is actually your guiding light, or who is your guiding light, if you're worried about love or that kind of thing. And whatever it is, whatever goal you are looking, whatever kind of thing you are looking to almost take over, there is a need to surrender here. There is a need to surrender to I feel like you almost want to like hand the wheel over, and you're like, I just need someone to give me some direction here, some guidance into what the hell I am doing, and what I am almost meant for. And I'll get some more cards now, so more things, more context of what might be keeping you from rest. So Spirit, what is keeping pile 5 from rest? What is keeping them from rest, Spirit? And I am hearing higher power as well. The Coldplay song, and saying you've got a higher power. So if you're worried like what that might be, then yeah. Okay, so we've got the Empress here, we have got the 5 of Swords, we have got the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. So, and on the back we've got Judgment as well. And if there was another card for higher calling, higher purpose, that's it there. And we've got 4 major. So I feel like you maybe have you've come to a change of thoughts now. You've come to this moment where you maybe feel like you've had a victory, maybe in something, maybe a plan that you were looking for, and you feel like you won a battle, but you haven't won the war. Like, actually, maybe it hasn't fulfilled you, and maybe you actually feel more defeated. The fact that you've had a victory, maybe a plan that you had, maybe secretly you were hoping would be undermined or moved awry because actually you weren't fully invested in it. Or I'm also hearing potentially that, you know, that you had a maybe you had a victory, and actually you felt more defeated by it, and you're like, oh, actually this has not fulfilled me in the way that I wanted it to. Or even if you've had a defeat and you feel like you've just been knocked, you're like, well, this is maybe actually my opportunity to rise and change. And I feel like you are pouring your hope and faith into something else, and you want something to be activated. You want your life purpose to be uncovered. You want guidance of where you're going and what you need to do. And there is a delay here. You feel like maybe you feel like the world, like so many things are growing, or you're not sure what to weed out. You just don't really have a direction, and things are changing around you. And I feel like kind of the wheel is spinning, as it were, and you are hearing this alarm bell that it's time to wake up and change and find your higher purpose. But I sense your lack of direction, or the lack of fully knowing how to embrace this path. And with the Empress as well, maybe you've potentially grown so much as well with where you are. Maybe you are like this, you have created and nurtured so much abundance for yourself, and it's almost like, well, am I actually giving up all of this? Am I leaving all of that behind for something that I don't even know which way I'm going? And with the Wheel of Fortune, like, there is a natural change here, and it's how you're reacting to the change. And the fact is that you have already changed. It's the awareness of it, and I feel like you are aware of that. But that's giving you no comfort, because you don't know your next step. With all these major cards, you just feel like a major shift is happening, but there is such delay here. And I have a feeling I know what Spirit's advice is going to be, but let's see how they wish you to view this situation. So Spirit, how should Firefly view this situation? I was only going for 3 cards for each, but for you guys I'm going to make an exception because they're flying out for you. So it's not like I have to try. I feel like with the 4 of Cups, this is the card of loss and hope. So even if you have lost something, if you even feel like you've lost a part of yourself, or you've lost a part of yourself on this journey, or you do feel defeated, that a new emotional opportunity is being presented to you, and there is hope out of any situation. And this is what you've got to see it as, that this is a newfound clarity and a wisdom that has been brought about to you in order for you to find which direction. And it's time to it's allowing you to almost upgrade from like a Mother Earth character into this divine, feminine high priestess. Upgrade, what am I talking about? But essentially, like, this is like the earthly god, the earthly parents of the fall, and this is the divine parents of the fall with the high priestess. So there is this divine intuition, and even though it is shrouded in a bit of mystery, it's going to be brought to light. So trust your intuition, trust. And this is a victory actually, because you've realized whatever has left you, whatever you've had to weed out and change and leave behind, actually doesn't serve your higher purpose and your life goal. You know, that is a triumph in some respects, that, you know, out of a feeling of loss is this hope for a new plan, a hope for new clarity, and a connection to spirit and to the divine. That's really what it is. And I feel like you are going to find newfound levels of wisdom and prosperity and joy on this path. And it might have felt a bit like a tower moment potentially, or maybe it didn't. Maybe it was just like something clicked within you and you were just like, oh no, that's not what I was supposed to be doing. And it might feel like you're leaving a lot behind, but you still carry all of those experiences with you. And I know you might be pouring time and your faith and trying to surrender to it, and maybe there's parts of you which haven't fully aligned yet, but the more you continue to do that, and I feel like you are, the more you start to embrace this change, the more of your purpose will feel like it opens up. So finally, let's see what needs to be resolved here. So Spirit, what needs to be resolved for pile 5? So we have got 1 from the floor. And do you want to be down? Yeah. So we've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. So what needs to be resolved here? 6 of Swords. Ooh. And I'll let you keep both of those as well. We've got the 2 of Swords, and we've also got the Hanged Man. So there is this definite, almost, this movement away, this journey away from where you were, and you were at a stalemate potentially for a long time, and maybe one move was the thing that almost toppled it down for you, and you realise that actually no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, and this has opened up an ability for you to channel your intuitive voice, your heart, and follow that instead of your mind and maybe your ego's perception of where you should be going and what you should be doing. And this is bringing enlightenment, and it's a surrender to this fate, surrender to, okay, I can't, and we've got surrender here and surrender there, and it's that you are seeing the world from a different way now. You have changed. You have turned the world on its head. You have literally found new levels of enlightenment, and not everyone is going to be brought around to your way of thinking, but there is a movement away from this 5 of Swords energy, and it is time to release that. It's time to release the baggage which no longer serves you, and maybe the thoughts and the preconceptions and the ideas of what you thought you would be, and surrendering to the universe and to Spirit. And I would highly recommend, because one of the lessons in the book is surrender and surrender again. You think you surrender, but actually you find ways, and you find your behaviour sometimes actually hasn't surrendered to that purpose as well. It's the universe has your back, by Gabriella Bernstein. And I feel like you're no longer waiting for that path to unfold, and actually maybe there is part of you that is maybe keeping I'm kind of hearing like keeping a little corner just in case it comes back. I'll be ready for it. But I feel like you already know that it's not coming back, that you have changed, and actually you have moved away from that. So even if it does rock up, and even if the opportunity does present yourself to you, that you'll probably not take it. And if you have placed a kind of placeholder for that, then it is time to move away from these rocky waters, from this almost emotional instability, to stable. And it's like that rainbow after the storm. No matter what you've been through, there is joy and clarity on the other side. And as soon as you move past the stalemate and release the old ways, the old path, and stop denying your intuition, stop denying your third eye and what you're being called to do, then you will have this level of fate and surrender, and letting the universe almost take the wheel. Like, you know where you're going now. I feel like you know your purpose of where you want to go, and the world and the sights that you've got your eyes set on, and you don't need to plan every step of the journey. You know, you can put in the destination in sat-nav, and it might take you on weird ways to get to where you want to go, but trust that Spirit and the universe, they'll bring you things that you never would have anticipated, and actually never would have aligned with yourself, but actually it's what you need, not necessarily what you want. We have got calm within, transformation, and we've got healing through rest as well. So yeah, you are transforming and changing, and with the healing through rest, I feel like that is that high priestess. Like, that's how Spirit wants you to frame it, is that you are healing yourself through all the turmoil that you've been through in order to get yourself here. And actually the healing starts now in order for your life purpose, so you can ready yourself for that and prepare yourself. And actually transformation, especially on levels that you are doing for your life purpose and speaking your truth and for the judgment, it can be scary and terrifying, but at the same time there is a sense of, when you surrender, then, you know, when you surrender to the divine, it is almost calming, because then you're like, oh, okay, I'm still going to transform, but they're going to get me there. It's almost like taking your hand off the wheel, like I was saying. And with the all-knower, I feel like almost raising your hands to that, and to Spirit, and to the divine, and being open and receptive, and not allowing the thoughts and preconceptions that you had before to overrule this newfound purpose that you might feel, or that you are hoping for now. And finally, let's get you one of these cards. So we've got Starseed, light you up. So we've got one underneath. And also Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Exactly. You're unbound and unattached, and once you do become that from your old path, there is almost limitless possibilities. And Starseed, what is lighting you up? And you know, I imagine you are a light worker, or you feel called to that as well in some respects, and as in healing the world, and bringing that around. And I feel like you are going to find the joy, the equilibrium with the Sun, and also with the Hanged Man, and surrender to that, surrender to what lights you up, and what stimulates your way of thinking, and feels aligned to you and to your true purpose, no matter how different that may seem to who you were, because you are not that person anymore, because you have gone through this change, this transformation, like we said. And it's time for you to release that, and release any contracts, and free yourself of what you were doing, because you are now on a new path. You are now almost living a new life, as it were, living a new life purpose. Like, you're transcending the ego of what you thought you should be doing into your higher plan. It's one of those things which, you know, as soon as you ask for help and guidance from Spirit, and as soon as you say, I release what no longer serves me, and I am attracting what belongs to me, and it comes to me easily, it will come to you. It will. And just make sure you are aligning to this new form of surrender that you are feeling, like this new enlightenment that you are feeling, and making sure that everything within your life is aligned to that purpose that you feel called to, and release that which doesn't. So my glorious pile 5, I'm going to leave that reading there for you. I'm sending so much love. Good night if it found you in an evening, or good day, good morning, whenever it found you. I hope to see you guys again soon. Sending so much love as always. Bye.